Hello, it's Diane, and I'd like to show you a junk journal that I just completed for a swap on Junk Journal Junkies. It's called, the swap is called Use It or Lose It. So we were supposed to just use a 9x12 envelope for the cover and then just use an eclectic mix of things from your stash. So I tried to make it look a little bit cohesive, make it all look, I didn't want it to clash too much, but I did use an eclectic mix of paper. On the covers, I used a free printable set from Tsunami Rose. I just knew the name of it. I printed it a while. It was the first printable I ever did because it was free. And all of a sudden I can't remember the name of it, but that's what I used on the front and the back and on the inside covers too. I just put some scrapbook paper here, and I used this pretty ribbon because it matched the roses pretty well, and I stitched that with my sewing machine onto the back. And I stitched the signature in with a black wax linen. Here's the other Tsunami Rose piece, and then one on the back. And then I made a little pocket. Oops, I'm sorry. I made a little pocket with the scrap paper from the front. And these tags are from Tsunami Rose also. These things were already printed. I didn't print anything to put in the book. And the rest of it is made with just leftover scrapbook pages from different collections and a couple ledger papers and a lot of supplies that I've had. This little craft sack, I stamped on it. Couple of tags. Somebody sent me this. No, this tag came with this and I stamped on it. And then I've had this tag for a long time. Got it at Hobby Lobby a long time ago on clearance. And on some of the pages I used this little pale pink lace that Lori Jagadish had sent me. She sent me quite a bit of it, so I'm trying to use some of it up. There's a printable in the corner. This is just a scrap of paper that I had folded and made into a journaling spot, and I made some banners throughout for decoration with some scraps. And I used journaling cards that I've had in my stash for a while, and I used quite a bit of washi tape. There's a popcorn bag here. Some of the journaling cards I made with stamps and washi tape, and I used some of my stamps. Some of them I don't use that often, so it was nice to get them out and use them. Somebody had given me this bag, and I put a couple of, this is one of the cards that I made. Put a couple of cards in there. I have a few sheets from the K & Company Smash pads that were sold with the Smash books. So I have a few of those sheets in there. This is one of the stamps that I don't use that often, Stampin' Up. And this is just some leftover Graphic 45 pieces that I stitched together and formed a pocket. The little printable that I glued on as a tiny pocket for these little printables. This is a little sack. Looks like it's made out of notebook paper. This is, well, these are cards I both made. This is a scrap of scrapbook paper glued onto another scrap of scrapbook paper for a journaling card. And this one is stamped, and then I drew wiggly lines on it for journaling. This is a sack I made with my jelly bean die, and I made this tag. And then I put a little journaling spot up there. I tried to make it so that there was lots of journaling in here. This is an envelope that somebody sent me. I love the striped lining. And what do you call this card? Filofax card. Filodex card. And another card that I made from scraps. This is a cutout from a vintage magazine, and I just glued it to a piece of cardstock. And this is a stamped postcard. I made this on my computer. My husband made that for me, actually. He helped me. I'm not very good at doing things on the computer. And this is something that someone sent me for journaling. There's a little bit of that lace here. This is a card that I made with scraps, and there's a little tag tucked in there. This is a journaling card, and a card that I made with scraps. This is something, I think Lori Jagadish sent me this too. I think it had lace wrapped around it when we did a swap. So I glued that on. It's a tuck spot. I was going to tuck something in there and I didn't, but I will. This it has a couple of little file folders that can be used for journaling, and this is the center of the signature. This was made with my Cricut. Some washi tape here. This has a ladybug bag that somebody sent me, and I glued this printable on it. And it has a coffee dyed index card and a page from my Hollywood Tower of Terror from Disney World. I bought a notepad there at the gift shop and put a sheet in there. And then this is just a real thin paper. I think it was from the Target dollar spot. And I put a sheet on the back of a heavier card. So this is all for journaling. And then this is scrapbook paper, 2 scrapbook papers glued together, and a little card that someone sent me in a swap. This pocket, this paper was folded over to make a pocket, and I edge punched it. This is just a little piece that I've had for a long time. Another Tsunami Rose tag in there on this little sack and a doily. This is another magazine image that I glued onto cardstock, and I made these journaling spots. I have to apologize because I put the tape on this and then I dropped it down crooked and I couldn't pull it up without tearing the paper, so that's a little crooked. A couple of journaling spots that I made, and another smash pad paper in there, and this is some Jane Davenport washi tape. Glued that on there. I like the way that page looks. This is a printable, and this was a leftover piece of, I think it's K & Company scrapbook paper, and I thought they looked really nice together. And then I just cut this to fit in there. This is a white sack, and I glued this little printable on. This is, I think that's from Tsunami Rose, and this tag is. And then I got this popcorn bag, and I cut this tag down, and there's journaling on the back. This is one of the stamps I don't use that often, but it's to-do list. Eat chocolate, do laundry, clean kitchen. At least you'll get one thing done today. Eat chocolate is checked off. And then this says, I would give up chocolate, but I'm no quitter. That's the Stampin' Up! Set. These are little journaling cards I've had for a while that are stitched together and form a pocket. Tsunami Rose printable, and a journaling card that I stamped. A long time ago I made those journaling cards. A little popcorn bag again, and 2 journaling cards. This one I made, and this one I didn't. And then this is a Tim Holtz Lost Ancestor card, quite sturdy. And then this is just a scrap of paper and a stamped piece, stamped journaling piece that I cut out. And then these 2 pages I just decorated with stamps and washi tape. More Jane Davenport washi tape that I bought at Michael's the last time I went. This is a real library card that I pulled off a book that I got that the library sold, and it was, you know, stamped on and not in great shape, so I covered it all up and then put these journaling cards in it. And then inside this, some more journaling. Lots and lots of journaling pieces that can be used throughout the book or in another book. So there it is, and I will post this to Facebook so I can get a partner, and I got it done pretty early. I liked the idea of using stash, however, it had to be a 1 signature book, and that barely put a dent in my stash, so I think I'm going to have to make another one just for me, and make it with more than 1 signature so I can use up a lot more of my stash. Thanks for watching.